Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Magical Book Club. Today I'm reading a novel which is called The Cult from the Wild. So I'm going to start reading this book from chapter 1. So I'm going to start. Into the primitive. Buck did not read the newspapers, or he would have known that trouble was brewing, not alone for himself, but for every tidewater dog, strong of muscle and with worm long hair from Puget Sound to San Diego, because man, groping in the Arctic darkness, had found a yellow metal, and because steamship and transportation companies were booming the find, thousands of men were rushing into the Northland. These men wanted dogs, and the dogs they wanted were heavy dogs with strong muscles by which to toil, and furry coats to protect them from the frost. Buck lived at a big house in the sun-kissed Santa Clara Valley. Judge Miller's place, it was called. It stood back from the road, half hidden among the trees, through which glimpses could be caught of the wide, cool veranda that ran around its four sides. The house was approached by gravelled driveways, which wound about through wide spreading lawns and under the interlacing boughs of tall poplars. At the rear, things were on even a more spacious scale than at the front. There were great stables where a dozen grooms and boys held forth, rows of vine-clad servants' cottage, an endless and orderly array of outhouses, long grape arbors, green pastures, orchards, and berry patches. Then there was a pumping plant for the artisan as well, and the big cement tank where Judge Miller's boy took their morning plunge and kept cool in the hot afternoon. And over this great demands Buck ruled. Here he was born, and here he had lived the 4 years of his life. It was true, there were other dogs. They could not but be other dogs on so vast a place. But they did not count. They came and went, resided in the populous canals, or lived obscurely in the recess of the house after the fashion of Toots, the Japanese pug or yasibo, the Mexican hairless strange creatures that rarely but nose out of doors or set foot to the ground. On the other hand, they were the fox terriers, a score of them at least, who yelped fearful promises at Toots and Yesbo, looking out of the windows at them, and protected by a legion of housemaids armed with brooms and mops. But Buck was neither house dog nor kennel dog. The whole realm was his. He plunged into the swimming tank or went hunting with the judge's sons. He escorted Molly and Alice, the judge's daughters, on long twilights or early morning rambles. On wintry nights, he lay at the judge's feet before the roaring library fire. He carried the judge's grandsons on his back or rolled them in the grass, and girded their footsteps through wild adventures down to the fountain in the stable yard, and even beyond, where the paddocks were and the berry patches. Among the terriers he stalked imperiously, and Toots and Jezebel he utterly ignored, for he was king over all creeping, crawling, flying things on of Judge Miller's place, humans included. His father, Elmo, a huge Saint Bernard, had been the judge's inseparable companion, and Buck did fair to follow in the way of his father. He was not so large. He weighed only 140 pounds for his mother. Shep had been a Scotch shepherd dog. Nevertheless, 140 pounds, to which was added the dignity that comes of good living and universal respect, enabled him to carry himself in right royal fashion. During the 4 years since his puppyhood, he had lived the life of a sated aristocrat. He had a fine pride in himself, was ever a trifle egotistical, as country gentlemen sometimes become because of their insular situation. But he had saved himself by not becoming a mere pampered house dog. Hunting and kindred outdoors delights had kept down the fat and hardened his muscles, and to him, as to the cold tubbing races, the love of water had been tonic and a healthy preserver. And this was the manner of dog Buck. Was in the fall of 1897, when the Klondike strike dragged men from all the world into the frozen north. But Buck did not read the newspapers, and he did not know that Manuel, one of the gardener's helpers, was an undesirable acquaintance. Manuel had one besetting sin. He loved to play Chinese lottery. Also, in his gambling, he had one besetting weakness, faith in a system, and this made his damnation certain. For to play a system requires money, while the wages of a gardener's helper do not lap over to the needs of a wife and numerous progeny. The judge was at the meeting of the Raisin Growers Association, and the boys were busy organizing an athlete club on the memorable night of Manuel's treachery. No one saw him and Buck go off through the orchard on what Buck imagined was merely a stroll. And with the exception of a solitary man, no one saw them arrive at the little flag station known as College Park. This man talked with Manuel, and money chinked between them. So I'm going to read till page 5 and the top of the paragraph, and I'm going to continue right back next time. I hope you're enjoying with me, and see you later. Bye. Have a nice day.